Hi everyone, it's Lisa from A Simple Season. You know, there is no question that purchasing some of our necessities in bulk is a great way to save us both time and money. And I'm going to show you some great things that you can put away and have them available for use if you find them on a good deal. And I'm going to focus on some things that most of us probably use on a daily or weekly basis. And they're also things that either don't expire or have a very long best buy date. So let's get started. Now, if you have some extra space in a closet or a cabinet, it's good to store some extra personal care items as well. So here I have some hand wash and some body wash back here. This is all deodorant and toothpaste. I only like to store about enough for a year and a half, just because if you store toothpaste and it goes past the best buy date, the fluoride in the toothpaste, if that's the operative ingredient in there, it will lose potency over time. So I only like to use it as long as the best buy date is good. And same with mouthwash. Here I always like to store 3 or 4 of them, just because we go through these, you know, maybe once every 6 weeks, 5-6 weeks. So I like to have enough for a few months. And then here I have shampoo and conditioner. And I always like to have extra shampoo and conditioner, just because when it comes in these opaque bottles like this, you can never really tell how much is in the bottle when you get close to the end. And I hate being in the shower or, you know, washing my hair and there's just that tiny little bit left and you don't have enough to wash your hair. So I guess I could transfer it into like a clear bottle, but I just can't be bothered with that. So I always make sure I have extra. And then here I just have extra soaps in bulk, and then extra pain relievers and some tummy meds. And then same thing with dental floss, and I have some extra lip balm here. So the thing is that when I see a good deal on something, I will just get 2 or 3 extra and pop them away, and then that way they're available when I need them. So I'm going to take you out to my pantry and show you a few things that I like to buy in bulk in there. But there is a couple of things to remember. It does involve that initial outlay of a bit more cash when you're buying things in a larger quantity. But if you don't want to put that out right away, it may be an idea to see if you can go in with a friend or a family member and maybe split a big bag of oats or rice or whatever it is and split the cost that way. And also it's good to be aware of the unit price, because sometimes I've found that those bigger packages of things may not necessarily be a better deal. So it's good to really look at the price. So I'll show you just a few things in my pantry here. And one of the things that's really great to get in bulk is soy sauce, because soy sauce doesn't really go bad because the salt content is so high in it. It will keep a long time. So this is a great item to buy in a big container if you use it. I love these big bags of baking soda because I use baking soda for so many things. I put 1/3 of a cup of it every night into my bath water. I use it for cleaning, for baking, and I also use it for preventing weeds popping up in between my paving stones in my garden. So I love storing lots of baking soda. And cleaning products like dish soap. I will usually buy dish soap in these big jugs like this when they go on sale, and I'll buy a couple of them at a time. And we don't have a dishwasher. We do all our dishes by hand, so we go through a lot of dish soap. And this is what I also use to clean floors. I will just take a bucket and put in a little bit of dish soap, fill the rest up with water, and wash my floors that way. So we go through a lot of it. And it's also great to store extra feminine hygiene products if you need them, because that way if you're stuck and you need something and the stores are closed, it's nice to just have something available when you need it. Also, think about all the different types of bags that you use. So garbage bags, sandwich bags, freezer bags, any of that kind of stuff. It's great to have that put back, because there was one time in my life where I really needed a garbage bag and I didn't have one and it wasn't good. So I always have these put away. Also, things like parchment paper and tinfoil are great to store in bulk. And these are so good for baking and roasting. It just makes cleanup so much easier. And this is just one that I picked up at Costco, and I didn't realize it, but these are actually made in France and they're really, really nice quality. And because of my Italian heritage, I also like to store pasta in bulk. Now, I don't really do anything special with my pasta other than keep it in a few of these Rubbermaid tubs like this. And because we go through quite a bit of it, like we have pasta, once or twice a week at our house. And because I have these stored in a cool, dry, and dark place, these last a long time, even just kept like this in their original package. I've had them last 2-3 years past the best by date, no problem. And I do have some pasta packed away in Mylar bags with some oxygen absorbers if I wanted it to go longer than that. But this works just fine for us. I mean, a 1-year supply or a 2-year supply for us is plenty. So that's how we store our pasta. And this is a great bulk item to store. Another great thing to buy in bulk is salt, and there's non-iodized salt and iodized salt. The iodized salt usually has a best by date on there, and all that means is that past the best by date, the iodine that's in there will lose potency over time, but the salt will still be fine to use after that. The non-iodized salt is really what's best to use for pickling and canning and stuff like that, because the iodine that's in the other kind doesn't preserve the food as well, and sometimes the food can discolor over time. So it's good to use that kind for canning and pickling. But salt has so many uses. It's great to have that in bulk in your pantry. And go ahead and buy your canned pet food in bulk as well, because just like people food, canned pet food is pressure canned, so it can go well past the date, no problem at all. So if you find a good price, go ahead and stock it, because that way you won't have to run out to the store every few weeks to buy it, because you'll have it available. Also, packages of facial tissues are great to buy in bulk, because when it's cold and flu season, using toilet paper on a sensitive nose can be painful. So it's great to have a few boxes of facial tissues put away. There's a few really great advantages to buying things in bulk, and one of them is it allows us to wait until the next sale. So if we find a really great deal on something and we're able to buy enough to take us through the next sale, that is fantastic. Most items I find are on an 8 to 12 week sale cycle. So if something is on deal this week, that item probably won't go on sale again for another 2 or 3 months. So if you're able to buy a few extra just to take you through till the next sale, then that is a really great idea. And the second thing is it's a lot less packaging. So if you're able to buy a bag of rice that's in a 40 or a 50-pound bag, you're just recycling one bag instead of countless tiny little plastic jugs and jars and containers. And that just makes it so much easier to go through and package up your product that way with just one bag instead of a bunch of different smaller containers. And lastly, and it's the most important one for me, is that it saves me so much time, because lately I've been able to get in and out of the grocery store within 10 or 15 minutes, because I'm just getting fresh things that I'm using for the fridge, like milk and vegetables and fresh fruit, and then I'm relying on stuff that I've bought previously, either dry goods or meat from the freezer, etc. So that is great, because it allows me time to just focus on other hobbies or any other thing that I would rather be doing than spending hours in the grocery store looking for things that I need. Thanks so much for stopping by and seeing me today, and stay well, everyone, and we'll catch you in the next one.